Tonight on Newscenter, CalU commemorates the 10th anniversary of September 11th. CalU students test their knowledge of campus safety. The Vulcans try to earn their first victory of the season. And the Midnight Madness basketball tournament locks down Heron Hall. Newscenter starts right now. Good evening and welcome to CUTV Newscenter for the week of September 15th, 2011. I'm Justin Carlo.
And I'm Lauren Tarosic. Many events took place on campus last week in honor of the 10-year anniversary of September 11th, 2001. It has been a decade since the shocking and tragic events of September 11th, 2001. Our nation witnessed one of the worst attacks in its history. Americans came together to support each other through this horrific time. Director of Civic Engagement Diane Williams spoke to CUTV about how CalU students honored and remembered the lives lost and the lives impacted by this fateful day.
We had I will cards all week, and I will cards are just little statements that says I will in tribute to 9/11, and then the students can fill out whatever they would do for 9/11, whether that would be serve their community or just reflect and remember.
These events allowed students to remember that day 10 years ago.
I think we got a lot of students thinking about 10 years ago. Some of our freshman students were only around 8 to 10 years old, so a lot of students weren't really fully aware 10 years ago what happened, but I think we provided a very educational opportunity and a common space for students to talk and reflect, and just got students thinking about what happened, and they could give back. And so I think we provided them with all those opportunities, and I think everybody was very pleased.
Students will be taking the trip to Shanksville at the end of this month. If you are interested in becoming involved, please contact Student Affairs. For CUTV, I'm Lauren Tarosic.
With the beginning of a new school year comes new concerns and issues regarding public safety. Joy Levere caught up with students and the campus police and has the full report.
It may be at the bottom of Maslow's pyramid, but safety is on the top of the minds of public safety here at California University of Pennsylvania. As the new semester rolls around, it's time to test your safety IQ. How do you report a safety issue on campus?
Push the blue buttons with the blue light.
You dial 724-938-HELP.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Who is our public safety chief on campus? Do you know?
Oh, I have no clue.
Where is public safety located on campus?
Public safety is located down by the river lot and behind walk-ins.
We traveled to Pollock Hall, where Public Safety's Chief Robert Downey provided some answers.
We never close. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. What we want them to do to stay safe is to be responsible, not only responsible for their actions, but to be responsible for their friends and their fellow students.
From your mobile device, you can contact Public Safety by dialing 724-938-HELP. This is Joy Levere reporting, CUTV.
The 24th Annual Health Fair was held Wednesday afternoon inside of the Performance Center. CUTV reporter Amber Simcoe has more on the story.
The 24th Annual Health Fair was held inside of California University's Performance Center on Wednesday.
There were more than 50 representatives at this event, including Central Blood Bank and Centerville Clinics. This event was sponsored by the Health and Wellness Center and Heart. I spoke with Shamelia Edwards, who is in charge of this event.
50 to 56 exhibitors who come every year and come out and provide health and wellness education, information, pamphlets, and giveaways for the students. We also have screenings such as blood pressure screenings, glucose screenings, BMI screenings. So there's so much that is offered not only to students but also to the community at large.
The focus of this event is to educate.
This event is to educate students and also people out in the community of the different health organizations or health resources we have here on campus, as well as out in the community.
There was a lot of entertainment going on at this event as well, such as a hula hoop performance from the YMCA. As for students who attended this event,
mainly I'm going into the field of healthcare as a nurse practitioner, so I want to get some ideas, or field ideas, what you deal with. Like one lady I went to talked about skin burns, like for inflammation, all that. I want to learn more about that.
As for next year, the health fair will be back during the third week of September. For CUTV Newscenter, I'm Amber Simcoe.
For the 7th consecutive year, the Princeton Review has named California University of Pennsylvania one of the best colleges and universities in the northeastern United States. The nationally known education service company annually releases online listings of their best colleges region by region. For 2012, CalU has been selected as one of the 220 institutions featured in the Best of the Northeast. Schools were selected based on data collected at hundreds of institutions, visits to schools, and the opinions of independent and high school-based college advisors. Student comments also play an important role in the rankings.
California University of Pennsylvania has been named the world's first Franklin Covey Leadership University in recognition of its efforts to incorporate leadership principles into teaching, learning, and campus life. The Franklin Covey Company's education practice leader, Sean Covey, made the announcement August 3rd at the Leader in Me Global Education Summit at CalU. The designation recognizes CalU's longtime commitment to character building and leadership training based on the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Leader in Me, and other works by Dr. Stephen Covey. Students who complete the program will be eligible for certificates and special recognition at commencement. So it's our first news center back since summer, and it's already rainy and cold.
I know, it's already starting to lose its warm touch that we were used to all summer long. But
I know, today was a drab day for sure.
We did not enjoy it.
No.
But find out if the summer will hold out any longer or if this colder weather is here to stay when we return with student meteorologist Jim Nieder and your weather report.
Welcome back to News Center. I'm Gloria Stone with your entertainment report. Michael Jackson's 3 children, as well as his mother Catherine, will each receive $30 million from business deals and other releases since Jackson's death in 2009. Other additional funds will go towards several charities. Jackson's estate is rumored to be on the market since the family wishes to build a replacement home. Details have not yet been confirmed. Also, Jackson's doctor Conrad Murray's trial will begin September 27th on charges of involuntary manslaughter for the singer's death. Scarlett Johansson is fighting back after explicit photos of the actress were linked to websites such as Perez Hilton. Johansson has made contact with the FBI to investigate who leaked the photos. However, she is not the only Hollywood glam to have pictures leaked. 50 other stars, including Vanessa Hudgens, Jessica Alba, and Miley Cyrus all have experienced similar situations. The Kardashians are not going out of the public eye at any time soon. This past week, the youngest daughter of the 5 made her first runway appearance. 14-year-old Kylie modeled a line from her brother's girlfriend's Avril Lavigne at Fashion Week. All of the Kardashians were there to support this milestone in her career. Coming to the Vulcan Theater this week is the Disney Pixar's movie Cars 2, starring the voices of Owen Wilson, Michael Caine, and Larry the Cable Guy. Cars 2 is a sequel from the first installment of the 2006 movie. Lightning McQueen is back to the racetrack for an overseas competition. However, the fight for the cup becomes rocky before the race even begins. Showtimes are at 4 and 8 p.m. Sunday, Monday, Friday, and Saturday, 5 and 8 on Wednesday and Thursday, and at 6 on Tuesday. Looking at the Cal calendar, anyone who is an experienced dancer is being asked to try out for the Cal U Vulcanette dance team. Those interested are being asked to wear a leotard, tights, and black shorts. Tryouts are being held tonight at 5:15 on the main stage of Steel. The Department of Theater and Dance will be holding auditions for those interested in singing and dancing for A Christmas Carol the musical. Anyone ages 6 and older are being urged to participate. Auditions are set for October 1st. If you are a Cal student and looking to get involved in a club or organization, stop by the Club and Organizational Fair Thursday, September 22nd. There are over 100 clubs and organizations to choose from. So, Lauren and Justin, will you be attending the Club and Organizational Fair?
I'm going to try and check it out. A lot of vendors usually come. There's free stuff going on. Why not give it a try?
I'll actually be set up there with WCAL, the campus's radio station. We'll have a table and a prize wheel that everyone can come check out.
I'll be sure to check out that for sure.
All right. Thanks, Gloria.
Thanks.
When we return, Will Moore has your sports report. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to News Center. I'm Will Moore with sports. After a rough first game against the Huskies of St. Cloud State, in which they failed to score a single touchdown, the Vulcan football team entered the second week of the season looking to rebound against the Pioneers of CW Post at Adamson Stadium on Saturday. Let's take a look at the highlights. Edwin Gowans and the Vulcans are looking to get the offense on track after a slow start to the season, but to start the game, Tyler Hewer on the first possession for the Pioneers would have R.J. Coons pass fumbled away to Patrick Swearinger, and the Vulcans would get things rolling really quick. As the very next play from scrimmage, it's Peter Lalick finding Thomas Mayo off the play fake, and in 2 minutes, the Vulcans managed to do what they couldn't in the entire first week. It's 7-0 California. 9:26 left in the first quarter, and Edwin Gowans would take this handoff from Lalick and plow his way into the end zone. California increases the lead to 14. It is 14-0 at this point. And on the next drive, CW Post is forced to punt, and Rontez Miles will block it. Mario Washington scoops it up and scampers into the end zone. At this point, it's 21-0. California is really starting to pull away at this point. With 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and the Pioneers finally get on the board as they answer, Thomas Beverly pounds it into the end zone, and it's 21-6. After a blocked extra point, Thomas Mulaba actually made that. And then Edwin Gowans would turn the tables, picking up his second rushing touchdown of the game later in the second quarter. And the Vulcans' lead is increased to 22. It's 28-6. Midway through the second, and Lalick connects with Mayo again, and no one will catch up to Mayo. And the Vulcans are relishing in this score. It's 34-6 at halftime. Following this play and into the second half, it would only continue to get worse as California would roll behind Edwin Gowans, and he would score again. And California would go on to win this game 41-13. They had 516 yards to CW Post's 211. That's 21 first quarter points for California, and Cal improves their record against CW Post to 2-0. Of course, they played them last season as well with a similar result. Following last week's victory at home, the Vulcans will look to keep the momentum rolling when they take to the road for their first away game of the season against East Stroudsburg. CUTV's Clinton Logan is over at the sports desk with a preview of what you can expect to see in this weekend's game. Clinton?
Shaky for the Vulcans with a loss to the number 13 seed St. Cloud State Huskies. The Vulcans played to everybody's expectation last week as they defeated the Pioneers of CW Post 41-13. The Vulcans will look to start a winning streak this weekend as they make the 5.5-hour journey to East Stroudsburg to take on the Warriors. California will continue to rely on Peter Lalick to have a good game, but the real story of this game is going to be California's defense. The Vulcans will be going up against one of the top passing offenses in all of Division II. Led by senior quarterback Ray Wagner, the Warriors are averaging 389.5 yards per game, which is good for second in all of Division II football. California will rely on their defensive leaders Rontez Miles, Sean Anderson, Eric Harris, and others in the secondary to cut down on Wagner's throwing options. Players like Thomas Mulaba, Marcus Cook, Brian Justice and others look to put pressure on Wagner and sack the quarterback, who has yet to be pulled down in his last 71 passing attempts. California will rely on their 2 wide receiver threats of Thomas Mayo and Ched Cherry to put points on the board. Cherry hauled in 4 catches for 139 yards and 2 scores in last year's matchup that saw Cal U pull away in the second half en route to a 45-20 win. Senior defensive back Patrick Swearinger also had a career-high 6 stops in the matchup. If you can't make the trip out to East Stroudsburg, be sure to tune into 91.9 WCAL for the live broadcast of the game. You can also get live updates and stats on California's athletics page, www.calvulcans.com. For CUTV Newscenter, I'm Clinton Logan.
Wednesday night, Hamer Hall hosted its first home volleyball match of the 2011 season as the Vulcans played host to an American Mid-East Conference opponent in the Point Park Pioneers. Let's take a look at these highlights now, as it starts with first-year coach Peter Letourneau making his Hamer Hall debut tonight and looking to improve to 7-2 with the Vulcans. First game, 3-2. Cal Brandy Harris drills this one on the set by Kelly Fromnack. The Point Park can't handle it. It's 4-2, California on top. After trailing early, the Pioneers battle back and tie it up with this Brittany Lahota tapper. It's even 13-0 after this play. However, the Vulcans would hold off Point Park and claim the first game right here, 25-21. In the second game now, watch Megan Franz here as she makes this beautiful kill. Cal goes up 24-18. The second game would end poorly for the Pioneers, though. Watch sophomore Kelsey Catkish serve it under the net. Underwhelming way to end, but California leads 2-0 nonetheless. 12-12 in Game 3, and it's Megan Franz coming up big for Cal again, giving them the lead once again. And now Point Park is on the ropes. 24-19, Molly Delaney can't finish off the Pioneers, but Point Park's Ashley Campbell does it herself as the hit into the net ends the game, and California would complete the 3-0 sweep and improve to 7-2 on the year. California is 60-4 at Hamer Hall since 2006, and they go on to roll 3-0 over Point Park. 25-21, 25-19, and 25-19. This Friday, a brand new basketball tournament for all students will be making its debut at the Heron Recreation and Fitness Center. CUTV reporter Andy Hughes has more on the story.
Basketball tournaments have been hosted at Cal U in the past, but the upcoming tournament on Friday, September 16th will be very different from the others. The Midnight Madness tournament will start this Friday at 11 p.m. and will end at 3 a.m. on Saturday, September 17th in Heron Hall. Thomas Hasbrook, the Assistant Director of Recreational Services, explained the purpose behind the event as well as some of the rewards and roles.
This is for a reason. This is for students to engage in some extracurricular activity during hours that events are usually not offered for students. We're awarding trophies to the first place teams, both male and female divisions. We've allotted 20 minutes per game. It's going to be the first to 12. I will have my intramural officials actually overseeing the games. We'll have four courts, half-court courts going simultaneously. And then from there, that's going to be all pool play, and the 2 teams that come after pool play will make playoffs, and we'll go single elimination from there.
Students can register for the event for free on imleagues.com by Friday to be eligible to participate. Free refreshments will be provided. For more information on this Midnight Madness tournament, please contact the Heron Fitness Center. For CUTV News Center, I'm Andy Hughes.
All right, guys, so this Midnight Madness basketball tournament going on Friday night, after hours at HRFC this weekend.
It is. I may go down and check it out. It sounds like a good time. I think it's for a good cause, so why not? Right?
I'll be there once again. The campus radio station, WCAL, will be playing music at that event as well. So
that's another plug.
I will be another plug. I will be there from 11 to 3 is the event time.
Very cool. You can get your way around with that.
All right, thanks, Will.
No problem.
That will do it for this week's edition of News Center. Don't forget, you can check out this week's and previous editions of News Center online at any time.
You can visit our page by going to youtube.com and searching CUTV Newscenter. We'll see you next week.